how are you doing? Welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another video. Today I've actually been asked to do this tutorial for work purposes, so I thought I would actually take you along with me and do this at the same time. So I'm going to be doing like a smoky magic show kind of look, and it's going to be using like reds and blacks, which is quite obviously like a statement look, but for the stage that's what we got to do. So that's what we're going to be doing today. What we're going to do first of all is prep the eyes. I'm actually just going to do half my face because obviously it's going to be the same on both sides, so yeah. And I really hope you can see me properly in this lighting. Obviously it's going to be a lot easier for you to do it in the dressing room where you'd usually do your makeup, but this is what we've got today because I'm in my house. So the first thing you're going to do is prep your eye. I usually like to use a primer on my eyelid so that it doesn't run everywhere because it is obviously black, so you don't want it running all over your face. Yeah, so what you're going to do first of all, I usually put this tape just to help make the line with the eyeshadow to make it a lot cleaner and more crisp. You're going to get some red eyeshadow and you're just going to cover your whole eyelid, making sure that you go up to where the tape stops. I'm using, you can use any, obviously any red eyeshadow, but this is the this is like a Morphe red, and you want to have quite a lot on so that it doesn't look washed out. It needs to be nice and bold. So that is step number one done. Wow, this is going to be an interesting look with one side of my face, but let's just roll with it. So that is what it should look like after you've done just the red. Next I'm going to take a different brush and I'm going to use black. This is obviously like the semi-scary bit because if you mess up with the black, there's not a lot you can do about it. Okay, and then you're just going to go over the top of the red, like blend it in right at the crease. If it comes out. Making sure that blends in right at the corner as well. Again, going right up to where the tape is. And you're going to do that on the inside as well. And then you're going to slowly build up towards your brow with the black. But don't go all the way up. We're going to stop, kind of leaving about 1 centimetre between your brow and where the black is going to stop, because we're going to fill it in with some white in a minute, okay? Fabulous. Okay, so this is what it looks like when you've done the black. Obviously it looks a bit strange right now, but it's going to be fine. So the next thing I like to do, which is kind of optional but it really adds another like layer to it, is I get a white eyeliner pencil and I just fill in that gap above the black below the brow with this, and then I will go over it with just a white eyeshadow of any description. Okay, so I've done the white, and then I will go over it and just blend it in with an eyeshadow, but try not to smudge the black too much. And then if you want to, you can just smudge right at the point where the two colours meet with your finger a little bit. It looks a bit weird now, obviously, but from the stage, it really pops. And obviously this is like a very dramatic stage look, but you'll have a wig on as well and your fringe will just cover right across your brow line, so all you'll see is just the red and the black and a bit of the white, which is really effective. And usually I would clean up like the corners around here, but you can just be a little bit more messy around the edges with this kind of look as opposed to a normal stage look, because it is very dark and mysterious. Okay, so that's looking good. Next thing I'm going to do is do my brows, just to get rid of this white that's in them right now. Nothing out of the ordinary for the brows, just normal stage brows. Okay, so that is my brow now done. The next thing I'm going to do is take off this tape, and you should be able to see the line. There we are. So it's like a sharp line, which we are actually going to blur slightly in a bit. The next thing I'm actually going to do is put my base on, or most of my base. So I'll just put, some people like to do all of their eyes and then do their base, but I kind of like to get to this point and then put just my foundation on and then maybe my contour. So that's what I'm going to do next. I'm looking like an absolute monster at this precise moment in time, but it's all going to work out for the best, I promise. So obviously do put your base on your forehead, but you don't have to worry about doing any sort of contour or just even going right up to your hairline, because you will be wearing a wig. I've just done my foundation and set it. I am going to put a little bit of contour on just so you can see like the cheekbones a bit more from the stage, but don't go too like orange with it, because it needs to be like a more of a paler kind of base. Some people even use like a bit of black, like a little bit of black eyeshadow, but just the tiniest amount just to highlight underneath the cheekbones. But today I'm just going to use my normal contour. Okay, so I've just done a little bit of a contour. I will pop some highlighter on after I finish the rest of my eyes, but for now I'm just going to crack on with the rest of my eyes. So I'm going to now do my eyeliner on top of my lids. And then I will start doing the underneath of my eyes. This is just the order of things that I like to do. Obviously you can do it in any order, but I find that this is the least kind of messy order to do it in, so you're not smudging things. Okay, so eyeliner next. Okay, so now I've done my eyeliner. I have actually done it quite thick today. I usually do it just slightly thinner than this, but this does actually just add to the drama of it, and depending on how big your lashes are will also determine how dramatic that bit kind of looks. So eyeliner is done. Now I will put some mascara on, ready to put my lashes on, just on the top lashes. Okay, so I've just done a thin layer of mascara on my top lashes. Now what I'm going to do is I'd usually prep and prime underneath my eye, because I find that when you sweat that is the bit that will trickle. So once you've primed your eyeball underneath, I now do the same thing as I've done on the top, but I just do it on the bottom. So I'll start on the inside corner of the eye and I'll do some red, and then I will gradually blend out with the black just till I get to where the wing is, and I will usually actually just blend that into the wing as well. So I'll start with the red. And then when I go out to do the black, I actually use a different kind of brush, so it's finer. I'll use one of these like flat tipped brushes. I don't know if you can see that properly, just like that. Rather than more of a rounder head, because it allows you to be a lot more precise when you're doing that line. So then I'll take it from about halfway and start blending in the black. Okay, so now I've done that underneath my eye, and I filled in to where my original wing was, and then I added in just a tiny little flick wing in that gap that I made. So now what I'm going to do is, you do want that bit at the bottom to be quite thick, especially towards the end, because we are going to flick that out in a minute. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put my eyelashes on, because I find that's the best thing for me to do at this point. So yeah, so I'd say you just want a normal pair of kind of stage-worthy lashes. Nothing too over the top, but definitely bold. Can't open my glue. Okay, so yeah, just pop your lashes on. Does feel really weird just doing one side of my face. Once you get into the hang of this look, it is just so easy. It doesn't take very long at all. Okay, so I've just popped my eyelash on. I'm going to wait for that to dry, and whilst I do that, I am actually going to take my white eyeliner from earlier, and I'm going to line the waterline of my eyeball underneath, just to make it pop a little bit more from the stage. This is an optional part of it. Okay, so now we're going to get down to the feathering part before we finish off. So I'm going to take the flat brush that I was using earlier, and this bit can be a little bit scary because you don't want to mess up what you've just done, and I like to do my makeup quite clean, but this look needs a little bit more, as I've said, rough around the edges. So what we're going to do is take from the wing that we've done, and we're just going to feather down a little bit with some straight lines. When I do it, I like to think of them as looking kind of like cat whiskers or like feathers. So it doesn't have to go too far because we are actually going to cover up that bit with some glitter. Okay, so that is roughly how it should look. It's a little bit Black Swan-esque. Okay, before we pop our glitter on, which will be the final thing, I'm just going to put some mascara on my bottom lashes. Fabulous. Okay, so my face is looking very wonky right now. As you can see, it's a very dramatic look. What I'm going to do now, before we pop the glitter on, is I'm just going to put some highlighter on. You don't need a lot, but what I would say is make sure you've got a highlighter that is more white. This one's a champagne sort of colour. So I'm just going to put that on the bridge of my nose, and obviously you don't want too much for the stage anyway, so you don't look sweaty, even though you will be sweating. So I'll pop that just where the feathering is, just underneath it, but then I'm just going to go over it with this, it's like more of a glitter highlighter, and it is white, which is why I like it. And I will just pop a bit over what I've already done. There we go, that's all blended in now. So, as I've said, last step is to get your red glitter and either some eyelash glue, which will do the job, or a glitter glue. I have a glitter glue from Sephora. This glitter is actually from the Gypsy Shrine, and I know they do a glitter glue as well. But actually some of the girls in my class did actually just use like a lip balm or like a Vaseline type thing, and that did stay on as well, but I just like to use actual glitter glue. So you'll just get a bit of that on your finger, and you're going to make kind of like a teardrop shape if you can. So I'm going to put it just where the black starts, towards the centre of my eye, and do more of a blob with my finger, and then I will just use the middle of my finger to do more of a line, so it's kind of like a teardrop. I hope this turns out well because I couldn't really see what I was doing just then. Then pop your finger into the glitter. This is the messy part, and just stick a bit of that on top all the way up. So this is the bit where you can get a bit glitter happy, like I have done on many an occasion, but try and just not do too much. Okay, that looks good to me. Again, you'll have your wig on, so this won't look so dramatic. Obviously I have no wig or anything, so it's all part of the process. Right, so that is essentially how your eyeball is going to look, and then you'll put your lipstick on. Okay, so I'm now just going to line my lip with a red lip liner, although I have known some of the girls to use a black lip liner and just blend in with a red. Okay, so I've lined my lip now. I am going to look like a clown for the purpose of today, but that's okay because I'm going to help you out. So then I will get my red lipstick. Usually I use a darker lipstick than this actually, but you just need any red that's really going to pop. And I think this red actually complements my eyeshadow quite well, so I'm just going to use this shade. Okay, so now I've done that half of my lip. So this is essentially what your whole look is going to look like. Obviously this half of your face will also be done, but yeah, I will try and do a close-up of this just so you can see some of the detail. It doesn't have to be too fancy. As I said, this is the way that I like to do it and the order that I like to do it in, that I found worked best for me. But as long as you've got all the colours and the glitter and the red and the black, you're all good. So Okay, so that's what it looks like up close. I did actually just go and look and see if I did have a wig of some sort that I could put on, and I don't. So yeah, this is what it should look like in the end. Thank you for watching today's video. It's a bit of a weird one, I know, but I thought it might be interesting just to watch me do half my face. So thanks very much again for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day or night, whatever you're doing, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!